Before you scroll 1 inch further, ask yourself if you are actually living your life, or if you're simply auditing the lives of people who don't even know you exist. If you have ever felt like you are failing at life because someone else's vacation photos look more vibrant than your Tuesday morning, then you need to listen closely to what I am about to tell you, because your peace of mind depends on it. We are living through a silent epidemic of the soul, a quiet desperation fueled by the glowing rectangles in our pockets. We have become a civilization of voyeurs, watching the edited climaxes of a billion lives, while our own slow, meaningful development feels like a failure by comparison. But the truth is much simpler and much more liberating than the algorithm wants you to believe. The neighbor's grass always seems greener because most of the time it is artificial. The neighbor's grass always seems greener, doesn't it? We look over the digital fence of our smartphones and see lush, perfectly manicured lawns, vibrant and unyielding. But have you ever walked up to that fence and touched the blades? Most of the time the grass is artificial. It is plastic. It is a carpet laid out to hide the dirt beneath. We are living in a generation where we have become addicted to comparing our chaotic, messy, unedited behind-the-scenes footage with everyone else's highlight reel. It is a fundamental error in human calculation. You are comparing your 24-hour reality, the morning breath, the unpaid bills, the argument you had with your spouse, the self-doubt that keeps you up at night, with a filtered snapshot that took someone 3 seconds to post and 30 minutes to edit. Consider the reality of the digital stage. When you see a couple posing on a white sand beach, smiling as if they have discovered the secret to eternal bliss, what you don't see is the 3 hours of bickering that preceded the photo. You don't see the credit card debt that funded the trip, or the fact that they spent the entire sunset looking at their screens to see how many people like the image of them enjoying the sunset. It is a showcase. It is a window display in a high-end store where the mannequins are dressed in clothes that don't actually fit real human bodies. We have forgotten that a showcase is a curated environment designed to sell, not to reflect. In the digital age, everyone is a salesperson, and the product they are selling is the idea that they have it all figured out. Let us dig deeper into the concept of the artificial lawn. In the physical world, artificial turf is designed to look perfect regardless of the weather. It doesn't need water, it doesn't need sunlight, and it never grows. That is the key. It never grows. It is static. It is dead. Much of what we envy on social media is the same. It is a static image of a life that has been sanitized for your consumption. Real life is messy. Real grass has weeds. Real grass turns brown in the summer heat and requires the struggle of growth. When you envy the perfect life of another, you are envying a state of existence that has no room for the organic, the spontaneous, or the human. Think about the psychological concept of the spotlight effect. We all tend to believe that we are being watched and judged by others much more than we actually are. Social media has weaponized this feeling. We feel that because we are constantly seeing others, they must be constantly seeing us. This creates a pressure to perform, to curate, and to hide the parts of ourselves that are actually growing. But true growth is hidden. A seed doesn't grow in the spotlight. It grows in the dark, under the dirt, where no one is looking. When you spend your life trying to make your garden look perfect for the spectators, you stop nurturing the roots. Think about the hustle culture influencers. They post videos from the interiors of private jets and luxury cars, telling you that if you aren't working 20 hours a day, you are wasting your life. Facts tell a different story. Investigations have shown that many of these influencers rent these jets while they are grounded on the tarmac just to take photos. They lease the cars for a day. They stay in the lobby of 5-star hotels just to take a picture of the decor, then go home to a cramped apartment. They are selling a dream to people who are living a reality, and the tragedy is that the people living the reality feel like they are the ones who are broken. You are not broken. You are just real. You are a biological entity, living in a digital world that demands you be a data point. Consider the biological machinery of envy. Our ancestors lived in small tribes where knowing your place in the social hierarchy was a matter of survival. If the neighbor had more food or better tools, it was a signal that you needed to improve or risk starvation. But our brains haven't caught up to the fact that the neighbor is now a billionaire in another country, or a model with a professional lighting crew. We are receiving scarcity signals from people we will never meet about lives that don't actually exist. This triggers a constant state of low-level stress, a feeling that we are falling behind in a race that has no finish line. We are trying to win a game where the rules are written by an algorithm designed to keep us scrolling. The snapshot you see is a curated lie of omission. It omits the boredom of the Monday morning commute. It omits the fear of aging. It omits the moments of profound loneliness that even the most followed people endure. Behind every perfect dinner photo is a cold meal because they spent 10 minutes finding the right angle. Behind every fitness journey transformation is a person struggling with body dysmorphia who can't enjoy a single slice of cake without feeling intense guilt. You are looking at the result, but you are living the process. The process is where life happens. Your life is a feature-length film with no cuts. It is a vast, complex, and beautiful landscape that includes mountains of joy and valleys of shadow. The person you are envy watching is only showing you the postcards. You cannot measure the depth of your ocean by looking at the surface of someone else's puddle. When you use someone else's showcase to measure your reality, you are using a broken ruler. You are trying to fit a multidimensional human soul into a two-dimensional square on a screen. Every time you compare yourself to a post, you are committing an act of violence against your own journey. Your path is unique, precisely because it is unedited. Let's look at the wealth illusion. We see the designer bags and the luxury watches, but in the real world, wealth is often quiet. Real wealth is the freedom to not have to prove anything to anyone. The person flashing the logos is often the person most desperate for validation. They are using their grass to hide the fact that they feel hollow inside. When you look at them and feel less than, you are falling for the trap. You are giving away your power to a marketing campaign. True prosperity is the ability to turn off your phone and feel satisfied with the person sitting in the room with you. We must also talk about the relationship illusion. We see the couple goals posts. We see the staged kisses and the expensive anniversary gifts. But statistics show that couples who post most frequently about their happiness are often the ones struggling the most behind closed doors. They are using the digital world to convince themselves of a lie they can't maintain in the physical one. Your quiet relationship, with its disagreements and its simple moments of shared silence, is infinitely more valuable than a loud, hollow performance. Love isn't a gallery, it's a sanctuary. Look at the statistics of modern loneliness. As our connections on social media have grown, our sense of true community has plummeted. We are more connected than ever, yet we feel more isolated. Why? Because we aren't connecting with people. We are connecting with avatars. We are performing for one another, rather than living with one another. We have turned our lives into brands, and in doing so we have lost the permission to be flawed. But it is in the flaws where the light gets in. Your struggle is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of your humanity. We have traded intimacy for reach, and it is a bad bargain. The snapshot you see of another person's life is a frozen moment, stripped of context and consequence. Your life is the entirety of your breath. It is the way you feel the cold air on your face, the way you smell the coffee in the morning, the quiet resilience you show when things go wrong. These are things that can never be captured in a photo, yet they are the only things that truly matter. Stop looking at the plastic grass, start watering your own soil, even if it's currently just mud. Growth takes time, and real grass needs the rain, the tears and the struggle to actually turn green. The mud is just soil with a lot of potential. We have reached a point where we value the documentation of the experience more than the experience itself. Have you ever been to a concert where everyone is holding up their phones? They aren't hearing the music. They are recording it so they can prove they were there to people who aren't there. They are trading the present moment for a digital souvenir. Do not be that person. Be the person who is so engaged in the beauty of the world that they forget to take their phone out of their pocket. The best moments of your life will never have a share button. The comparison trap is a thief of joy, but it is also a thief of time. Every minute you spend scrolling through the highlight reels of strangers is a minute you aren't spending building your own skill, nurturing your own family, or finding your own peace. If you spent as much time working on your own lawn as you did looking at the neighbors, your grass would be the envy of the neighborhood. not that it should matter. We are losing hours to a digital void that gives us nothing back but a sense of inadequacy. Realize that the stage is a place of exhaustion. The people who live on the stage are constantly worried about the lighting, the audience, and the next act. They are tired. They are performing for you. Do you really want to live a life where you are constantly checking the likes to see if your day was worth living? That is not freedom. That is a digital cage. Freedom is the ability to be invisible and still feel significant. The showcase is designed to make you feel inadequate, because inadequacy is the greatest driver of consumption. If you feel perfect as you are, you won't buy the new car, the new cream, or the new lifestyle. The system relies on you believing that your grass is brown. But brown grass is just grass that is waiting for a different season. It is alive. It is natural. It is resting. Your periods of rest and unproductiveness are just as vital as your periods of bloom. Do not let the digital world tell you who you are. You are the architect of a life that is meant to be lived, not viewed. Your behind the scenes is where the magic happens. It's where you learn, where you fail, and where you eventually triumph. That is far more valuable than any staged performance could ever be. Your life is not a brand. Your life is a breath. It is a series of small, unrecorded moments that make up the tapestry of your existence. Every wrinkle on your face is a story of a laugh or a worry that you survived. Every scar is a proof of healing. The most beautiful things in your life will never be Instagrammable. They are the way your child looks at you when they are sleepy. They are the way the light hits the trees in your backyard at 5 in the afternoon. They are the feeling of accomplishment after a hard day's work that no one saw. These are the things that fill the soul. The showcase is just glitter, and glitter, while it shines, has no substance. It doesn't keep you warm at night. It doesn't hold your hand when you're grieving. You are enough exactly as you are in the mess and the glory of your unedited life. The world doesn't need more perfect showcases. It needs more honest souls. Be the person who is brave enough to be real in a world that is obsessed with being perfect. Turn off the screen, step outside, touch the dirt, feel the sun. Your life is happening right now, and it is beautiful, regardless of how it looks through a lens. Your reality is your masterpiece, even if it's currently a work in progress. If you love this story and want to hear more like it, please hit that subscribe button. It truly means the world to us and helps us grow. And hey, while you're at it, let's aim for 50 likes on this video. Help us